So the Motif Luna pump has made some updates. So if you're ordering a pump from now on, you're going to be getting the new one. I think this has been going out for the past month, maybe two at the time I'm filming this, end of November. But this is not quite the same pump that we have previously known. So this video will be talking about the updates that's been done to this pump, whether or not they are good updates, and really to give you an idea, if you're looking at reviews and videos and blogs from me or other people about the Luna Motif that are older than right now, you might be looking at reviews from the old pump, which is actually pretty different from this new pump, although they look identical. So let's talk about what's new in this video. For the last 2 years, since I made this video here, people have been choosing the Luna over the Spectra pretty often because they were very similar. And honestly, I often recommended this as well because the Motif Luna was usually a less expensive upgrade for the battery option with your insurance, and often free. Without the battery, I always like the battery. And so we were seeing more and more of these, especially from people who liked Spectra, or, Spectra is a really well-liked pump by a lot of people. That vibration that it has, it works really well. It has a long, longevity. And so the Luna Motif was a great option, but I'm not sure that that's the case now. So let's go through the old Luna and the new Luna, and then I will kind of compare it against the Spectra, since that's what we did in a previous video. And this video will hopefully be going along with that to kind of just let you know that this is not the same pump, okay? So I did receive this pump in October 2022 from Motif themselves. They told me that they did updates, although I couldn't really find any of the information about the changes on their website or anything. The information still listed on their pump on the website at this point still contains the old information. So I don't know. I don't always love it when companies don't like disclose changes they've made. There are a couple of really obvious changes that we're going to talk about first, and then we'll go into some of the changes that I found that I am not so sure about. A caveat before we get started. Sorry, this intro is turning long. If you're getting this pump and it's the only pump you use, these changes may not be a big deal. And I'm actually not saying that this new upgraded option is a bad pump. I do think the updated pump isn't as good as previous models. So don't let me dissuade you though from getting this pump. This is still a good pump, but it is different. And I am kind of disappointed in the changes that they made. So anyway, let's talk about it. The first obvious change of this pump is the settings. So on the previous one, massage mode was 60 cycles per minute, which was kind of the major difference between this and the Spectra. The Spectra's classic massage or stimulation mode is 70 cycles per minute, which is still even lower than I would personally like. I'd like to see him closer to 100, but that's just me. So 60 was pretty slow, although comparable. So we kind of overlooked that, because it was close. So that's good. And then the expression mode you had very similarly to the Spectra. This one does go a little bit slower than the Spectra, if I remember right, but you've got those 5 different cycle speeds in expression mode. The new model has multiple options for cycle speed in the massage or stimulation mode. That's the same mode. You can do the 60, but you can also do 65, 70, 75, and 80. So at first glance, this is an improvement, and even better than the Spectra, to be honest, because I do like to see pumps with a little bit higher options for that stimulation mode in case you need that. Expression mode looks very similar. All right. So at first glance, I was kind of like, awesome. They made a great update. This is something that I wanted too. And the pump is still small and light. This pump is actually lighter than its previous model by a few ounces. I do have the one, they sent me the one without a battery, so I couldn't compare it to the one I have with a battery, but I did message a friend who had an old one, and it was about 4 ounces lighter. But also that brings us to our next point. I'm not sure what they took out to remove these features here. So let's take a look at the graphs. This is the old Luna Motif in expression mode. Just for reference, this is vacuum level 6 on cycle speed 34, if that's interesting to you. But you can see these little shark teeth vibration style patterns. And this is what we call micro vibration technology or a pattern. This is what the Spectra has as well. People describe it as a vibration feeling, something like that. And this is what it looks like on a graph. So this is the old one. This is the new Luna Motif on the same setting. All right. So first, right off the bat, you can see that it no longer has that vibration. It's just a standard tug and pull. Also, I'm going to go back to that first one. You can see that the on this level, the suction was going up to close to 200 there. It is going up to about 150 here as well. And that's a major change from this pump as well. The maximum suction that I was able to get on this new one was quite a bit lower than what I was able to get on the old one. Again, is that a bad thing? No. On the old one, I could get about 310 max suction single pumping, which is very good. This new one, I was only able to get about 260. So they definitely have changed something there. 260 mmHg is still a great number for pumping, but when you add double pumping into the equation, that's when it's normal for most pumps that the suction comes down when you're splitting it between two sides. It just naturally does that. So if you're taking away from that max suction on the single pumping, it's going to affect the double pumping as well. So again, this might not be noticeable, but it might be. So if you are looking at someone's, someone said that they liked these settings on this previous model and you have a new model, don't be surprised if you have to turn it up a little bit, because I do think that the power and suction strength is less on this new model. Again, I want to stress that that's not bad. Like, I still think this is a pretty good pump. It just was better how they used to have it. Anyway, I just want to show you one more. This is a little bit more clear because this is in stimulation mode. This is the old pump. This is vacuum level 1, cycle speed 60. And you can see those vibrations, those shark teeth on the graph is what it kind of looks like. Again, this is the new one. That has been removed. Okay. And I mean, again, is that the worst thing in the world? No, but that was a part of the pump that I think a lot of people liked and made it similar to the Spectra. So now that we've kind of tackled some of those changes that we see in the pump, let's compare it again to the Spectra, just because that's what I did in the old video and it's not the same, right? Okay, it is still smaller and lighter and a better shape in my opinion. So it's got that going for it. It still is usually more affordable from your insurance. So if you're looking at both of these side by side and one is significantly less, I don't know, it may be worth it to you. Cash pay, they're about the same cost. So then it would kind of just depend on some of these other features that you like. The new Luna does have those faster cycle speed options in stimulation mode, which I like. I like to see them going a little bit faster in those modes. They're more consistent with some of the studies that I found that stimulation mode should be a little bit faster cycle speeds to be effective. Again, there's a wide range of normal. So if you're one of those people that likes it slower, there's nothing wrong with that. Again, we're just kind of looking at the generals here. So it no longer has that micro vibration feel that a lot of Spectra users like. Does that mean it's bad? Not necessarily, but they are no longer an apples and apples kind of thing. Now it's kind of apples and oranges, right? We're not talking about the same micro category of pump. Now we're just still talking about a large tabletop pump. Okay, so that's a big change. Also, the max suction on the new Luna is not as good as it used to be. It also is no longer super comparable to the Spectra. Again, you don't have to be pumping on the maximum suction levels, so this is not that big of a deal. But in the previous video where we compared these two, they were very, very similar, and they are no longer that way. So if I had to choose between these two pumps, I actually don't think I'm going to, because it's my channel and I don't have to. It really does depend on the options that you have and which features are most important to you. If size and weight and a faster stimulation mode is more important to you, then the Luna is a great choice for a pump. If suction strength and that vibration thing is something that you really like and you want to go with like a longer standing brand, maybe the Spectra, but it is a little bit bulkier. So really, it just depends on what you're looking for. I don't think this is a bad pump, but I am a little disappointed in the updates they made. And I felt like I needed to share those with you, as that video that I had previously on the Spectra and Luna has a lot of views, but that is the old model. Okay. So we will be starting a membership option here on the New Little Life channel soon, where you can kind of dive into more of the details, where we can go into actually what these companies are saying and not saying, way more of the details of pumps, really like the nerdy stuff of pumping. So keep an eye out for that because that's coming. I want to give you this information that we've found, and I have some people that I'm working with as well. So we're going to share that. So join us there if that's something that's interesting to you. Okay. If you have questions about pumps or which pump might be right for you, there's tons of resources down in the description, including information on my program, Pumping for Working Moms, which is specifically designed to help moms go back to work and pump fast and efficiently at work. All right. We also have a Facebook group, a webinar on the best breast pumps for working moms, all that kind of thing. So I hope to see you around. All right. Bye.